see value in me? You should.
Fredrinn's here declaring, "See value in me. You should." That's a bold claim, right? Is he truly high value or a frustratingly low-yield gamble? He has 4 powerful skills, but do they really deliver consistent, impactful results in battle? Let's rack our brain and figure this out together. Hello everyone, I'm Danny, and today we're tackling one of the most unique heroes in Mobile Legends, Fredrinn, the Rogue Appraiser. He's a brawler, a tank, and a burst damage dealer all rolled into one. He thrives on taking hits and throwing that damage right back at his enemies. We're breaking down how to truly master this crystal-powered juggernaut to dominate the jungle.
And I'm Novi. While Danny's excited about Fredrinn's potential, I'm here to offer a more realistic perspective. Those highlight reels are enticing, but the reality for most players is often frustrating. You'll spend ages farming only to get shut down by faster junglers. Fredrinn isn't as straightforward or as universally strong as many believe. He's often just a high-rank gimmick, heavily reliant on perfect conditions.
You're right, Novi, he's not simple, but that's what makes him rewarding. His passive Crystalline Armor is the core. Every skill hit on a non-minion grants a combo point up to 4. He stores 100% of damage taken as crystal energy, then converts 20% of it into HP when he deals damage. It's an aggressive, adaptive form of defense.
Adaptive, yes, but also a ticking time bomb. That crystal energy decays rapidly after just 5 seconds, at a rate of 10% of his max HP per second. If you're not constantly hitting enemies to convert it, all that potential healing vanishes. Misplay, and you're just a punching bag feeding the enemy.
But that's precisely why his active skills are designed to keep him in the thick of it. Piercing Strike, his skill 1, is a thrust dealing physical damage that scales with a base 125, plus 7% of his max HP, and 120% extra physical attack. It applies a 30% slow, and critically, it enhances his next basic attack with extra range and damage, perfect for extending trades. For jungle, it deals 200% damage to non-heroes, which is great for clearing camps.
Great for clearing? His initial jungle clear is not fast, Danny. Compared to meta junglers like Fanny, Joy, or Lancelot, who can effortlessly power farm, Fredrinn significantly lags behind in the early game. In the current meta, early jungle speed is paramount for map control and gold advantage. If you don't clear quickly, the enemy jungler will often invade your side, stealing buffs or even killing you. Plus, your mid laner might try to steal your creeps out of frustration. Falling behind on farm early means becoming irrelevant faster than you can say crystal energy decay.
But his ganking potential helps compensate for that early clear. His skill 2, Brave Assault, is a precise dash. He lunges forward, hitting the first non-minion enemy, dealing damage, and more importantly, his next basic attack after the dash knocks them airborne for 0.3 seconds. This is his primary engagement tool, excellent for initiating and setting up follow-up for your teammates. It's a key part of his pickoff potential.
A single target dash that stops on the first enemy hit, this makes him incredibly susceptible to body blocking. If he accidentally dashes onto an enemy tank, or even a minion if not positioned perfectly, his entire gank falls apart, leaving him stranded deep in enemy territory with no immediate escape. Other initiators often have broader area of effect engages or multiple dash charges. Fredrinn's Brave Assault can be too easily neutralized by smart opponents who simply step in front of the target.
That's why you chain it with skill 3, Energy Eruption. For 1 combo point, he unleashes an AoE blast that deals damage and most importantly, taunts all nearby enemies for a full second. Not only does it grant him 25 hybrid defense, significantly boosting his survivability, but it crucially reduces the cooldowns of his skill 1 and skill 2 by a massive 75% on hit. This allows for continuous ability chains, maintaining pressure and keeping enemies locked down. It's his ultimate sustain and crowd control tool.
It forces him to burn a precious combo point which could be saved for his ultimate just to keep his basic rotation going. And yes, it's an AoE taunt, but it requires enemies to be conveniently clumped up for the taunt to be effective. In higher ranks, players are very good at spacing, making that crucial skill miss its mark or hit only one isolated enemy, minimizing its impact. Missing Energy Eruption breaks his entire flow, leaving him vulnerable.
All of this builds to his grand finale, the ultimate, Appraiser's Wrath. For 3 combo points, he slams his sword in a huge cone, dealing truly massive physical damage. The beauty of this ultimate is its scaling.
The damage significantly increases with how much crystal energy he's stored, dealing a base 600 plus a huge 21% of his current crystal energy as physical damage. Enemies caught in the center take a whopping 175% damage. This isn't just a finisher, Novi, it's a fight-ending execute that can turn the tide of a team fight in an instant, especially when he's low on HP.
A fight ender with a lot of ifs. He needs to have taken a beating to store crystal energy, have 3 combo points ready, and then perfectly line up the enemy backline. Other heroes, like an expertly played Lancelot or a well-timed Eudora combo, can one-shot a marksman with far less setup and risk. Fredrinn often has to rely on his teammates to deal the primary damage, while he just crowd controls them and hopes he can clean up. He's less of a battle general and more of a glorified janitor, tidying up after his team. His ultimate has a noticeable windup and can be easily walked out of if enemies have mobility spells, like flicker or dashes.
The perfect combo is all about flow and maximizing his unique mechanics. You initiate with skill 2, Brave Assault, to dash into the enemy. Immediately follow up with your enhanced basic attack for the crucial knockup. Then land skill 1, Piercing Strike, and its enhanced basic attack for sustained damage and the slow. From there, you use skill 3, Energy Eruption, to taunt them, simultaneously gaining defense and, most importantly, resetting the cooldowns of your first and second skills. This allows for a second rotation of skill 1 and skill 2 if needed, racking up more combo points and crystal energy. Then, once you've absorbed enough damage and built up significant crystal energy, and ideally the enemy is low, you unleash Appraiser's Wrath for that devastating finishing blow.
A combo that, even for skilled players, takes several seconds to execute. During that entire window, any marksman with half a brain, like a well-played Wanwan, has already dashed away, activated her ultimate, and is kiting you to death. Or a Claude is easily blinking away with his battle mirror image. In the current meta, heroes like Ruby, Arlott, and Uranus can simply out-sustain and out-damage him in a direct brawl without needing a complex multi-skill chain. Fredrinn's theoretical perfect combo often gets disrupted by heroes with innate disengage or higher consistent damage, making it difficult to pull off consistently in real matches, especially in solo queue.
That's precisely why your item build is so critically important for Fredrinn to reach his full potential. For Jungle Blessings, you typically start with Bloody Retribution for excellent early game sustain, allowing you to stay on the map longer, or Ice Retribution if your team needs more movement speed steals and slows for better gank setups and control. For boots, it's situational. Tough boots against heavy crowd control compositions or magic damage, or warrior boots against physical damage heavy teams.
And because of his earlier clear speed concerns, you'll often have to build a Molten Essence early. This item provides extra HP and a burning effect that helps immensely with jungle clear. But it's a tax item, forcing you to delay core defensive items.
But it sets you up for his power spike. You then transition into core tank fighter items like Thunderbelt, which provides physical defense, HP, cooldown reduction, and a true damage passive after skill casts, synergizing perfectly with his frequent skill usage. Brute Force Breastplate is another fantastic choice for its movement speed and resistance bonuses upon dealing or taking damage, further enhancing his prolonged fight capability.
A coordinated team build is definitely better. You'll want Oracle for enhanced healing, synergizing with his crystal energy conversion, especially against burst magic damage. Later, Queen's Wings can provide clutch damage reduction and lifesteal when his HP is low. But this all assumes your team is on the same page. Fredrinn is completely team reliant. He's not a self-sufficient carry you can pick and expect to solo win games with, especially if your teammates aren't playing around his strengths.
For emblems, the support emblem is a strong choice. It enhances healing effects, movement speed, and cooldown reduction, 3 vital attributes for Fredrinn. For Tier 1, Vitality boosts early HP, improving durability. In Tier 2, Seasoned Hunter is a must-have for junglers, increasing damage to Lord and Turtle, helping secure objectives. And for the core talent, Concussive Blast provides an extra burst of magic damage, which synergizes well with his constant skill spam.
While those are solid choices, the reliance on Seasoned Hunter further highlights his average jungle clear without it. For battle spells, Retribution is mandatory for junglers to secure objectives and farm. But even with Ice Retribution, his ability to stick to high mobility targets can be an issue. You're trying to force him into a meta that doesn't always favor his mechanics.
Beyond flash plays, mastering Fredrinn is about strategic thinking. Let's talk objective control. Your taunt and ultimate aren't just for direct combat. They're powerful tools for objective control, like securing Lord or Turtle. Imagine pulling 3 enemies off the pit, creating space for your team to finish, or using your ultimate to steal it. These game-winning plays can swing entire matches.
But don't just dive blind. This demands vision and team readiness. An isolated Fredrinn, no matter how tanky, melts fast. It's about calculated risks, not blind charges that feed.
A huge common mistake? Mismanaging combo points. You need 3 for your ultimate, earned by hitting non-minions. Always eye that counter. Go into fights with points banked to quickly unleash Appraiser's Wrath for max impact and incredible burst. Don't waste early skills if a big play is imminent. Continuous engagement is key.
And conversely, don't hold that ultimate too long. While it scales with Crystal Energy, sometimes a well-timed Appraiser's Wrath on a squishy target, even without max damage, is better than waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. You might get CC'd or burst first. Impact over ideal conditions, always.
Your itemization must be adaptive. No fixed builds. Facing a dominant physical damage marksman, Antique Cuirass first. Against a burst mage, Athena's shield is crucial. For sustained magic damage, radiant armor is invaluable. Identify the primary threat and build dynamically. Let's talk about an advanced technique I call baiting the burst. Fredrinn's core identity revolves around absorbing damage. In certain scenarios, a calculated absorption of enemy burst allows you to rapidly generate crystal energy. Then, as you commit, you convert that energy into massive healing, turning their aggression into your sustain. This can flip fights, making enemies overcommit while you simply heal through their damage.
Baiting the burst is not for the inexperienced. This is a high-skill, high-risk maneuver demanding precise knowledge of enemy damage and your own stats. Miscalculate and you're feeding. For the average player, it's safer to play reactively. You'll see more failed baits than successful ones. It's a luxury play, not a fundamental strategy.
And finally, and critically, is communication. Even simple pings for ultimate readiness or gank intentions multiply Fredrinn's impact. He enables, he doesn't truly solo carry. Effective communication unlocks his true potential.
And remember draft adaptability. If your team simply lacks the right synergy, don't force Fredrinn. Recognizing when another hero fits better is a sign of a truly skilled player. Sometimes picking a different hero is the best play.
So, master your crystal energy, play objective smart, adapt your build, and communicate. By embracing these principles, you'll transform into a dominant Fredrinn player.
Let's look at the cold, hard data from Moonton's official statistics. In Epic Rank, the most common bracket, Fredrinn is ranked a dismal number 80 in win rate. He's commonly countered by prevalent picks like Lolita, whose Guardian's Bulwark can completely negate his ultimate in skill 2, and Kufra, whose Bouncing Ball can stop his dashes and initiation. Diggy's Time Journey also directly counters his taunt, making his primary crowd control useless.
But that's just epic. His win rate significantly improves in higher ranks. In Legend, he climbs to number 59 with a marginally positive 50.88% win rate. And in Mythic, he's number 44 with a 51.47% win rate. This clearly shows he significantly improves with higher skill levels and coordination, where players understand how to enable him.
He's still heavily countered by burst and mobility, like Valentina, Lunox, and Eudora in Mythic. These mages can quickly burst him down before he gets his critical healing off, or easily evade his relatively short-ranged crowd control. True damage dealers like Carrie and Leslie also bypass his tankiness, shredding him regardless of his crystal energy. Even in Mythic Honor, a more competitive bracket, he only reaches number 28. The data consistently reflects his limitations for most players across the ranks.
But Novi, you're missing the crucial point. Look at Mythical Glory. At the absolute pinnacle of competitive play, he's ranked number 14 with a very respectable 53.83% win rate. That doesn't happen by accident. That clearly shows that at the highest level, with precise execution and optimal team coordination, he's not just viable, he's a real threat, a dominant force in the right hands.
Or it's heavily inflated by coordinated trios and 5-man teams. These are players who specifically draft their entire team composition around enabling Fredrinn. They pick strong backline damage dealers, dedicated supports like Estus or Florin, who provide healing and shields to capitalize on his HP pool, and heroes with complementary crowd control. For the average player in solo queue, that level of coordination simply doesn't exist. The constantly changing counterpicks across ranks, from Barats and Epic to Masha and Khalid in Glory, prove that under slightly different conditions, almost any hero can counter him effectively. He's a fundamentally bad hero when your team isn't playing around you. He's a specialist pick, not a universal one.
I stand by my assessment. Fredrinn is not a simple hero, and that's his strength and his challenge. He's a hero that heavily rewards calculated aggression, precise energy management, and high mechanical skill in chaining his abilities. If you put in the time to master those aspects, you absolutely will carry games from the front line, absorbing monumental damage and dishing it right back. He's a true high skill cap, high reward champion.
Or you could just pick a jungler that functions without needing a pocket support, the enemy team to conveniently group up for you, and precise, split-second execution of a complex combo. Just saying, for climbing the ranks, there are far more forgiving and self-sufficient options out there. Fredrinn is a luxury pick for those who can truly afford to master him.
Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is Fredrinn a hidden beast waiting to be unleashed? Or a situational gimmick best left to the pros? Drop a like if this guy helped you understand Fredrinn better. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth hero analyses.